Hi everyone, I'm here with BookTube's favorite type of video, a book haul. I have a ton of books here. You may have seen some of them already if you follow me on Instagram or have watched some of my other videos, but I just thought I'd include all the ones I've gotten in the past few months. And I'm just going to tell you why I picked them up. Not what they're about, but just why I picked them up. So, first up, Pluck by Donald Murphy. Title pick, because that's an interesting title. And then, because it is a, The Past Revisited creative nonfiction merged with historical tampering on a large scale. The Quincunx. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that properly. Cover by Children's Picture Books. I love children's picture books. This is Animal Dreaming by Paul Moran, and it's about Australian Aboriginal stories. I picked it up because of the art, and because I don't have a children's book about Australian or Aboriginal people. The Bus Driver Who Wanted to Be God and Other Stories by Edgar Carrot. One of my favorite movies, Risk Cutters, is based off a short story from this novel. Ways of Dying by Zakes Mda. I had just finished reading Cry the Beloved Country, and this is another novel from South Africa. Nikolai Gogol, Dead Souls. Russian literature classic. Had to pick it up. Archetype by M.D. Waters. It was free. And it's a twisty, thought-provoking, futuristic tale that unnerves and enthralls. In future, where women are a rare commodity, Emma fights for freedom but is held captive by the love of two men. Adored Ocean by Joan Slonzewski. I'm trying to think of how my last name's pronounced because we have very similar last names. Joan Slonczewski. That's how I'm pronouncing it. Feminist eco-science fiction. Hopscotch by Julio Cortázar. It was new because it was cheaper to buy it new than to buy it used. This is a novel where you can read it in any order, chapters in any order you want. Canon Revisited, Establishing the Origins and Authorities of the New Testament Books by Michael J. Kruger. Picked this up because I'm really interested in the story of how the Bible was made. Winter's Tale by Mark Helprin. Huge urban historical fantasy, and I loved the movie with Colin Farrell, so picked it up. Walden 2 by B.F. Skinner. A controversial novel of morality and immorality in a scientifically shaped utopia. That's all I needed. His Bloody Project, documents relating to the case of Roderick McRae, a historical thriller by Graham McRae Burnett. And I picked this up because it's experimental writing. The Corpse of the Bare-Boned Plain by Polly Horvath. Definitely a cover by. And because it's dealing with grief. The Undrowned Child by Michelle Lurick. I've been seeing a lot of mermaid fiction, and I'm kind of interested. This was there. A bag of books for $1, so I threw it in. Vernon God Little by DBC Pierre. Total title pick. And because of this blurb, reading his book made me think of how the English language was in Shakespeare's day, enormously free and inventive and very idiomatic and full of poetry as well. Myth Directions by Robert Asprin. I have another book in this series. I'm not sure which order I'm supposed to read them in, but I couldn't pass this up. Bag of books for $1. A.J. Ayer, Language, Truth, and Logic. Elaborating on the doctrines of Russell, Wittgenstein, and the Vienna Circle, Ayer argued that factual propositions were only meaningful if they could be verified by direct experience. Graphic novel. This was actually a gift from my brother. Seven to Eternity, Volume 1, The God of Whispers. No idea what it is. Art looks pretty cool. Gift from my brother, that's why I got it. Shakespeare's Body by Eric Partridge. A scholarly, fully documented examination of Shakespeare's sexual illusions. Need I say anything more? A Search for America by Frederick Philip Grove. And it's actually a Canadian novel about an immigrant from the 1920s, and he's from Sweden. This is another new book. I heard about it on someone's channel. I'll link it down below. Can't remember her channel name off the top of my head. Severance by Ling Ma. It's a dystopian about capitalism. About Face by Jamie Hamilton. I will not write to tuck you in your bed. I'm going to ride nightmares. This book was free. It's a book of poetry. Thought I'd pick it up. The Selected Poetry of Keats. I have not read much Keats, and I thought I'd pick this up. 15 Canadian poets times 2. I'm Canadian, like poetry, never heard of any of these poets. Thought I'd pick it up. The Sheep Look Up by John Brunner. One of my favorite novels. Don't own a copy of it. Found a copy of it. Awesome. 2 Stephen King novels. Cujo, The Shining. Why would I not pick these up? The Dead Kid Detective Agency. Connect the Scots. Got it new because I absolutely love and adore this series. Go pick it up. The Lonely Hearts Hotel by Heather O'Neill. I remember this going around BookTube a while back. Sounded vaguely interesting. Found a copy for a donation, so I picked that up. 2 books by Jimbo Lahiri. The Lowland and Interpreter of Maladies. I finished reading Namesake, liked her writing, stumbled upon these, and decided to pick them up. Peter and the Northwind. Children's book, retold by Freya Littledale, illustrated by Troy Howell. Nostalgic. I read this book when I was a kid. Wanted a copy. Karen Slaughter, Pieces of Her. Currently well-loved author on BookTube. Picked up in a bag of books. Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. Despite the stickers, I got this used at the library book sale. I picked it up because it's brand new. Hardcover, dust jacket, currently popular. Figured out when else can I get it for under $1. And lastly, Tintin comics. Because it's Tintin, I got Destination Moon and The Broken Ear. I love Tintin, and if you don't love Tintin, then there's something wrong with you. Tintin comics. That's my book haul. Thank you for watching.